But, of Will she could tell no more than other mediums. His father, she said, told her he was looking after the boy, who was still alive on Earth. But, because Will was suffering from amnesia, it was difficult for them to influence his mind. She felt he had gone into Germany, perhaps into the Russian zone. She could not pinpoint his exact position. Naturally, Mrs. P and her daughter were disappointed. But the experiment was by no means a failure. Mrs. Roberts gave them information which they could not possibly have had in their minds when they came to see her. She said, "He is trembling with excitement. He is talking of a woman called Lizzie." "Who is Lizzie?" Neither of them knew. "Yes, you do," said Mrs. Roberts. "She is connected with his father." "That's right," beamed Mrs. P. "My husband had an aunt called Lizzie, his father's sister. I never met her." "Mrs. Roberts, he is talking about Jim." "No, it's Jenny." "Who is Jenny?" Both Mrs. P and her daughter looked blank. "Her name was Jane," said the medium. "They are together now." Everyone called her Polly. Mother and daughter burst into laughing. "Aunt Polly!" they shouted together. I am convinced that Mrs. P and her daughter had not thought of some of these folk for years. And some they barely knew. There have been many cases in which my mediumistic powers prevented tragedies. One I recall concerned a girl wife who had lost her husband and was inconsolable. Her father and mother brought her to me, volunteering no information other than that she needed my help. The girl and I went alone to my little séance room. Her husband speedily communicated, giving irrefutable proof that he had survived the grave. He referred to little incidents, domestic happenings that had occurred quite recently, thus showing that he was still with her. The loneliness of bereavement she had been suffering was now over. In her joy at this reunion, she ran quickly to the car outside, without stopping to rejoin her parents who were waiting in another room. Understanding her action, I went to them to tell them of her newfound happiness.